So everyone's been giving their opinion on Bruce leaving YouTube and etc. So I thought, I've got this channel that I've never used. I'm a former VIP member who quit his site blitzsportsnetwork.com out of boredom because I was unimpressed. But I was still a fan, so I thought I'll give my opinions on this whole thing. So yeah, to start from the start, I found Bruce about 18 months ago, and immediately when you watch him, I think you're attracted by his obvious passion and showmanship for what is actually a very bland format. He calls it a podcast format of his videos. And you sort of at times can get lulled by the blandness of it, and then all of a sudden he'll explode into a rant about John Cena and hook your interest. Plus, to be honest and fair to them, sometimes there is some good analysis and insight into the wrestling videos. I don't watch his other sports videos, by the way. I'm not interested in basketball or anything like that. So yeah, I was watching him for about 6 months, and I quite enjoyed him because, WWE is as bad as it's ever been. And at times, watching his videos, even though I always felt they were overly long and couldn't sit through one sitting for an entire video, they were generally at times could be more entertaining and less cringeworthy than the actual show at times. At times, they were more cringeworthy though. So yeah, I watched him for about 6 or so months, and he's always talked about his sports network and all this, his articles, VIP videos, VIP overtime videos, etc. And it wasn't a huge amount of money he was asking for. It was, I don't want to say significant amount of money, but considering nothing that he does is actually really special, even asking for the money to access his videos was a bit, but I gave it a shot. I think I was subscribed to the network, Blitz Sports Network, for about 4 months or so, and I gotta say, I didn't think it was worth the money. I mean, yes, if you want to tally up amount of hours worth of content, yes, there's a lot of content there, but the site itself was actually amateurish as fuck. Really, honestly, is really bad. I don't know if he's changed it since, but it was the most basic blog formatted site with bad photoshops for the different sections and all this. But, you're paying a premium, you're paying something for it when you've got a plethora of content for free all over the internet. But, I put up with it for about 3-4 months, even though I wasn't very impressed. All of his articles, Macho Man Career, The Ultimate John Cena Burial, all of these sort of articles that he touts, I thought were actually really poorly done. If you can actually find them in the site, it's so swamped with content and badly organized that it's hard to actually find anything, and it's not intuitive to navigate. At least, to be fair, it wasn't 6 months ago when I was a member. Um, the articles weren't very good. I thought a lot of his, well, all of his VIP overtime videos, complete waste of time, you know. Um, you just sat through a 3+ hour Raw review, listening to him meticulously go over every detail of Raw, and after that, you're going to sit for a further hour, maybe 2 hours worth of him, for half the time silently clicking through, I'm assuming, an RSS newsfeed or something like that, going through in chronological order, starting from the week before, the news and rumours. And it was actually one of these VIP videos, overtime videos, that got me to decide, you know what, even paying $6 a month, the cost of a value meal for month, you know, I would rather have a value meal. It was when he was on a video with Billy going through the news, and it's like, oh, this happened, click, click, silence for 45 seconds, a minute, and then, oh, Emma lost her luggage, click, 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 2 minutes later, oh, Emma found her luggage. And, you know, even Billy made fun of that because it was pretty ridiculous. And and Billy made the big joke out of it, but at the same time, you know, at that time he was going, oh, I've gone for 28 hours without sleep. I've gone for 40 hours without sleep. I'm doing a 3-hour video on this, and then another 2-hour video, and then I'm gonna watch this game for an hour, and blah blah blah. Motherfucker, fuck off and go to sleep. Wake up. Go through the news while you have a cup of coffee and breakfast. Select shit that's actually relevant, and then put that on your premium pay site. I couldn't take it. I just thought, to me, it was an insignificant amount of money, but it wasn't worth it. Not when I've got millions of other possible sources of information at my fingertips for free. So I was really not impressed with blitzsportsnetwork.com. Another thing that I wasn't impressed with was the so-called, oh, it's such a great community, the VIP members are so great, shout out to you VIP members, blah blah blah. There was no community interaction. Okay, that site is so badly laid out, you know, it's not like a forum or something when people can like have a dialogue with each other properly. He posts his blog video post on the site, and then underneath you'll have 20 or 30 comments. If it's a really popular video, maybe 50 or 60, of people saying, for the most part, what Bruce wants to hear, in an attempt to get his attention. You know, I wasn't that active in it. I made maybe 8 or 10 comments in my time, roughly, trying to, you know, be relevant and not pander. He never responded to me. Not that I want his attention, but no one else responded to me either, if you know what I mean. I felt like I was just wasting my time typing there. And one thing I noticed in the last few months, or month maybe before he quit, was him talking about shout outs or something for the VIPs, where they get to talk to him for 10 or 15 minutes and he posts it on the site. And, you know, there's people that will pay just to have the experience of being in the Raw review discussion type setting with Bruce. And he knows what he's doing with that, and that's why he dropped it. But to his credit, he never shilled the site too much in his Raw reviews. It was 2 minutes at the start, 2 minutes at the end, maybe 2 minutes in between here and there. You know, in a 3-hour video, it's okay, fair enough. But really, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Okay. Another thing about Bruce that a lot of people don't get is he is an Alex Jones wannabe. He has basically taken everything from Alex Jones, everything he does, and transferred it from politics, conspiracy sort of stuff to wrestling. From the rants, from the oversaturation of content where everything's got to be 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, always longer than it needs to be. Alex will always be like, oh, I've been working for 30 hours without sleep, but I'm so pumped. Bruce does the same stuff. The rants, obviously, Alex Jones is famous for his rants. Bruce is famous for his rants. John Cena is to Bruce Blitz what George W. Bush was to Alex Jones. Okay. Even down to blitzsportsnetwork.com is prisonplanet.tv. He's directly ripped him off, which is fine. I mean, you know, it works for him. It suits Bruce's personality, but it's just something that because he always mentions Alex Jones here and there, and that's how I put 2 and 2 together pretty fast, that this is just an Alex Jones clone. So if you pretty much want a recipe for success for anything in terms of being a pundit, do what Bruce and Alex Jones do. Tons of content behind a paywall. It doesn't even need to be well put together or well researched. You ranting for 2 hours, there are tons of people who will latch onto that because people find it entertaining, you know. But yeah, final thing with Bruce that I want to talk about is what I get from him the most, from being a VIP member, from being a fan of his for almost 2 years, from just like, in a way, I'm fascinated by him. I think he's very savvy. He comes off to me just as this angry, failed athlete and wrestler who, because he couldn't succeed, he's talked about being in basketball, boxing. He was a pro wrestler for 2 years. After that, he hanged around wrestling, setting up rings and all this, met lots of wrestlers. You know, he's roughly the same age as Cena and CM Punk, give or take a few years. He even says he trained in the same gym, wrestling school, as CM Punk. So I think there's a lot of resentment there, and I think that's where a lot of his anger comes from. When he's talking about Cena, he is genuinely angry because he failed and Cena succeeded, and more than likely, I mean, it's not hard, Bruce would have probably been a more skilled wrestler than Cena. So yeah, that's what I always get about from him, that there's a resentment that goes deeper than just being dissatisfied with the product and being a disgruntled fan. There's more to it than that, definitely. Alright. Anyway, I quit blitzsportsnetwork.com 6 months ago, whenever, and ever since then, I've been sort of looking at Bruce and the reviews and all this in a different sort of way. I've kind of come to resent it a bit. Resentment's the wrong word, but I'm just more skeptical about everything that they do since I was a member, because I was very unimpressed with what he did on his site. And one of the things that I really grew to hate was the apparent insecurity amongst the entire panel, especially with people like Mad Genius, Grits, Bruce to an extent. But the insecurity is really, it made me cringe a lot of times. Just, ugh, I go to work every day, I fuck women, I talk to people, you're just fucking sit in your basement watching YouTube videos, which is, firstly, a bit insulting to your audience, because, you know, we all like, not necessarily sit in the basement, but sit in an office, sit in our bedroom, wherever, and watch YouTube. I like to watch a couple of hours of YouTube a day if I can, on a variety of subjects. I mean, it is a genuine replacement to television, and it's got unique content that targets directly to your interests. But yeah, while they're on this platform, at the same time, they're bashing the platform and the people who enjoy the platform. And I found that very strange. And it's almost like they're embarrassed at being on it. Embarrassed that after Raw, what time does Raw finish? 11 p.m. US time, roughly. I know there's different time zones. Let's say 11. Finishes at 11. Bruce won't get started with the live stream right away. It will take an hour, maybe. So he starts at midnight. He'll go on for 3.5 hours, while people like Mad Genius, Grits, whoever are there with him. And then after that, they'll jump onto a VIP video, overtime video, while he pointlessly goes through out-of-date news and rumours for another 2 hours. So they're done at 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning on a Tuesday morning. And what I always questioned is, what the fuck type of jobs do you have? I mean, there's nothing wrong with night shift, but you're obviously not on a regular schedule, a 9 to 5 schedule. And, you know, you're lambasting people sitting there on YouTube, watching there all day, when you're fucking making videos for 6-7 hours a day. In fact, if you go back through many of Bruce's videos, and when Mad Genius or Grits go on this cringeworthy tirade of how many fucking white women they fuck, and how they'd eat shit out of whoever's wrestling woman's ass, and how they work and we're men and blah blah blah, right? Often, especially when they talk about, we go out all day, we do this, we socialize, Bruce is very quiet, and he often changes the subject, because from all the evidence for the last 10 years, literally, sorry there, I got interrupted. Yeah, so Bruce, he'll be very quiet on the matter, because notoriously, famously, obviously, for the last 10 or so years, he's done very little but sit in front of a camera for 10 hours a day making videos, and the rest of the time he's watching 3 hours of Raw, every basketball match, boxing, blah blah blah. So, I question how much time does this guy actually spend outside, And also, considering his popularity, his obvious popularity, the amount of views he makes, he always mentioned that he's not a partner on YouTube. And I found that very strange, why he didn't partner with someone. I mean, to monetize your videos, you don't even really need to be a partner. And for his style of videos, which is basically a vlog, he says podcast type format, it's a very safe format to have, because you're just sitting in front of the camera. You don't need to add any game footage, film footage, sports footage, music, anything like that to your videos. It's just you sitting in front of the camera talking. And if he was actually, let's say he gets about 50 to 60,000 views a week, alright. I'm into YouTube, I enjoy YouTube, and I listen to what a lot of YouTubers have said about making a living off of YouTube, and 60,000 views a week or more is actually more than enough to make a decent living off of YouTube. But at the same time, in this Blitz Team Strikes Back video that we have here, those guys were like, I don't need any YouTube money, blah blah blah, fuck that, blah blah blah. And I'm like, why? Why don't you monetize your videos? There's no shame in it. There's nothing wrong with it. Your network would have even come to your defense with these strikes. And these strikes I find very strange because of the actual format he has. It's 100% original content. You own all the content, and it's very easy to prove. And he says in this comment here that out of the 4 that were flagged down, they won 2, lost 2. And I'm really confused on what grounds could he possibly lose 2 of the flags when all his videos are just him sitting in front of the camera. It's ridiculous. He's literally, if you want to go down to it, I'm using more third-party content just in this video by showing 2 web pages than he does in his. So I don't understand what he lost the flags on. I mean, they flagged his thumbnails apparently, which again, his thumbnails are usually pictures of him sitting in front of a mic or something similar. A picture of the Google Hangouts with people's portraits, something like that. So what the fuck did you lose the appeals on? I mean, he so quickly, seemingly, gave up on his channel, which would have been fine if he hadn't moved directly behind the paywall, just abruptly 2 weeks after WrestleMania. That's it. If you want to watch any more of my videos, pay me $6 a month and go to my bad site. I just find it very strange. And he made light of this in this Bruce Blitz Team Strikes Back video, which was an appalling video, mind you. I thought you know, sure, he's had his haters, and he's been quiet about it over the years, which I admire. But to have this as one of your final pieces of content on the internet, wow, it's pretty bad. The stuff they come out with in this video. Their obvious homophobia, Gritz's thuggishness, Mad Genius's insecurity, Bruce Blitz's vindictive sort of anger. Shouty was alright. Shaddy's whatever his name is. He's always been okay. But man, at one point even Mad Genius was going on. I make more than teachers. I fuck women. It was just fucking facepalming worthy shit. But yeah. So he moves immediately behind the fucking paywall, which is disingenuous to your fans. You know, it's a habit for most people to watch your Raw reviews every week, and you immediately take it away. And you go back to the video before his I Quit YouTube video, and it's all like, oh, just pay up, it's $6 a month, blah blah blah, and it's nothing. Why? It's not the point that it's not a lot of money. Sure, for most people, $6 a month, you don't miss it, but fuck, why should anyone pay? He's not a professional in any way. If anything, at times he comes off very amateurish, especially with his panels. You know, Mad Genius, to his credit, can be very insightful when he's not insecure and putting up this fake bravado to disguise the fact that he's an obvious fucking pussy. Grit can be entertaining, I'll give him that. But the rest of his panel, it's imbeciles. You know, you've got Adam, Addycat, he's a moron. Justin, he just panders to Bruce, says whatever Bruce wants to hear. This new guy, James Taines, whatever his name is, obvious moron. I fast forward when they go off on their little rants trying to do a Bruce impression. Shaddy, he makes good points. Billy is entertaining, but he's a fucker that doesn't watch wrestling for the most part, so why is he even commenting on wrestling videos? Sure, they argue, oh, I don't need to watch wrestling to talk about this product, but actually, yes, you do need to watch the product to review it, you know. You got just all these other morons who's just like, fuck this product, I don't watch this product. One guy who could have been pretty good is Classy Chris, but at the same time, he's ruined by the fact that he panders to Bruce so much and says what Bruce wants to hear. So his panel's useless, and for a majority of his videos on his private site, you're paying to hear these idiots talk. Not even Bruce, who, at the very least, is thorough and insightful. But yeah, another thing, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but this is all stream of consciousness. This Blitz team strikes back, solidifies the homophobia of this panel. I always disliked the fact that they were borderline homophobic on people like Adam Rose, Fandango, even Tyler Breeze. You know, Tyler Breeze, talented as fuck. The other two, shit. But still, they hated on them more for the fact that they're effeminate, which, funnily enough, goes back to something else I said. It's another Alex Jones clone sort of property where Alex Jones is fucking homophobic. He's one step away from calling people faggots. And Bruce Blitz is the same. And you can tell. And especially if you haven't seen this Bruce Blitz Strikes Back video, watch it. It is pretty disgusting. And that's one reason why it solidified a lot of the thoughts I had, the doubts I had about Blitz and why I'm even watching this fucker. You know. Never mind the fact that the videos are laboriously long. Half the video is fake swagger from pussies like Mad Genius, rants about nothing, cock-sucking with the indies that no one gives a fuck about, you know. And it solidified everything I hate about Bruce's style and the personality and the obvious nasty little elements to the characters of the panel. And that's why I won't miss them. And, you know, it's easy to go to another site, another YouTuber, you know, another podcast. There's millions of them. What I ask everyone is, don't fucking pay this guy. For all we know, he fucking flagged his own shit. Honestly, it's very possible. Even if he didn't, the way he just abandoned his fans, you know, he could have easily done something like come to the site, on the portal of the site, I will put up for a few days the raw review for you to watch. And if you enjoy it, please go over and sign up to the site and subscribe. But just to cut off the supply immediately, imagine his fans have been conditioned to listen to 3, 5, 7 hours of Bruce a week minimum. Okay, and then all of a sudden that's gone. But it's not out of reach as long as you've got money. And, you know, there's no need for it. He could have easily fought this. It's not even a fight. He goes, I didn't do anything, so why should I fight? Well, I hope you don't fucking get arrested wrongly and charged wrongly with something, because, you know, you didn't do anything, so why should you fight it? Just fucking go to prison, you know, give up. And he did sort of give up. And he really abandoned his other fans. And if you just analyze everything about the character of panels and all this, and I know I'm rambling on at this stage, I'm going to cut this video off very shortly. They just come off as either followers or nasty, immature. Sorry, I got interrupted again. But yeah, nasty, immature, insecure little kids. And they'll bang on about how we're in our 30s, we work, blah blah blah. But it's cringeworthy. This fake bravado. Why? And when they do it, it's like they're looking down on the people who watch the videos in a way. So why would you pay these fuckers? Because it's either fake bravado, rants, fuck this company, I don't watch this shit, blah blah blah, all wrapped up in a bad site with badly produced videos where up to 50% of the video can be nothing. It can be not even a waste of time. It can be dead air. Like I said, a lot of time you just hear him click, 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 clicking through the news. And he always talked about he'll answer your questions in a video, you know, those videos are barely worth your time watching for the most part, because it's nothing that hasn't been covered before. And usually, you know, when I was a member, they were fucking the interaction, quote unquote. He would make the video response 2 months after someone posted it or something. He might have caught up now, but by the time he actually responded, it was well past relevancy, and it was just the interaction corner was literally a blog post with a fuckload of replies underneath it, spanning months. Very unimpressive. Fucking unimpressive. Why pay for that bullshit? People could easily start their own forum for free. Free forum software. It might not be the best. Free video upload service. Actually make half an hour's worth of content maybe a day. That's decently produced, that's to the point, that's not rambling, that's not filled with their own fucking ego and bullshit and all this other shit. And it would cost them nothing to do what Bruce does. Literally fucking zero, you know. And a lot of people do that already on YouTube, you know. And professional people do that on podcasts. You can listen to professional pundits, ex-wrestlers, stars. Every fucking wrestler's got podcasts now. I can think of 10 off the top of my head. There's stuff like Wrestling Soup, Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. There's what else is there? You know, even someone who's not necessarily a wrestling guy, Spoonie from the Spoonie Experiment on YouTube, right? He does 3-hour videos on the pay-per-views once a month, 2-3 hours, but they're a consolidation of a month's worth of stuff. And even it's rambling like I'm rambling on now, it's more focused and to the point and better analysis. It's not fuck these faggots, fuck Michael Cole, fuck Vince McMahon, I go out, I work, I make more money than a teacher, I would eat the shit out of Paige's ass. It's not all this bullshit. And it's free. And, you know, I really do believe that this whole leaving YouTube was a marketing tactic. And it just seems so needless, because I don't understand why he wasn't a partner or even monetized. Because, like I said, he would have made enough money just from views in order to sustain him. And there was no need for this bullshit site. Yeah, he has control of it and whatever, but it's so bad. And he could have done more for free. And I just don't understand it. What I'm getting at the end of the day is, don't fall for it. Search for other sources. If you're on the fence, take it from a former VIP member. It's not worth the fucking $6 a month. Honestly, just get your fucking Big Mac meal instead. You know, don't pay these fuckers a penny who look down on you. Alright. And just, you know, you could find such better content out there. Don't fall for it. This was all, I can't shake the feeling that this was all premeditated, you know, and it was a purposeful move to get people on the site. I mean, obviously it is. I mean, he could have been like, you know what, I'm leaving YouTube, but I'm slashing the price of my subs instead of $6 a month, it's $2 a month. You know, it's just something to help pay for my server costs. I flip houses after all, blah blah blah. I'm a real man. I go out and fuck women. I go out and whatever, you know. He could have slashed the cost to make it up the fact that he was leaving to his many fans. So yeah, don't fall for it. There's thousands of free alternatives. A lot of these people, if they adjust their attitude and they stay focused and they stay on point and they stop with the thuggy fucking bravado bullshit, then maybe I'll consider watching them again. But as it is, you know, I won't miss Bruce. I've got 1,000 other sources for my information that do the job better and do it for free. And that's that. And if anyone watches this video, I appreciate the fact that you actually stuck around and listened to my rambling for all this time. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.